what's up? Just hanging out. Trying to get you a good view, but it's not really working out. There we go. That's better. Hey, Action Man. I'd hoped to do a video this weekend, but never got around to it. Yeah, I had a good time. My son came up with a bunch of his friends, and they hung out while I started to break down the campsite a little bit. Not fully closed, but getting there. The season is just about over, obviously. At least, it's obvious if you live in New England. Yeah, absolutely. I love this place. This beach that you can see here, this is just a piece of it, but it's on Lake Sebago. I think it's the second largest lake in Maine. And this beach will be filled with tents and people all summer long, having a good time, playing games, swimming, families. It's the best place ever. Yeah, I just saw one of the last boats get pulled out. There's not much left here. I only saw a couple people the whole weekend, actually. If you're not from around here, this is obviously not the lake, the entire lake. This is just a little inlet with the campground. Playground. Food court place. Action Man, where are you from? That's where I'm sitting. Back to my chair. Illinois. Okay. This is Maine. Not too far from the coast. Half an hour or so. I gotta kill an hour before I go pick up my kids, my girls, back in Massachusetts. I wish I could do a more productive video, but I really have nothing here. I'm going to do a video in the next couple of days, how to waterproof a printed map for hiking. Something I wanted to do years ago. I just never got to that point on my list to do it. You've been to Maine 45 years ago. Yeah, people are still nice up here in Maine. It's a nice place. I live in New Hampshire. I vacation in Maine. Been to a lot of campgrounds, but this is just the best one around for kids and adults, I think. This is one of my favorite places to sit, but there's really never any open seats during the season. You gotta wait till it's 35 degrees out to get a rocking chair down here. Let me see if I can level this off a little bit with a rock. Make a better view. I don't know if that'll stay. Okay, we'll see if that doesn't fall down. Ha! Let's see if it'll get me when I spin it around. Well, you got my beer. You only got me. Hey, how's it going? I could just sit here and show a live shot of my beer for a while. Don't know how interesting that would be. New England Patriots. I should be watching the game right now, but I don't have cable at the moment. I like this view better. If you are watching the football game, what's the score? Patriots game right now. Anyone know? Of course. there are some people down there. I don't know if you can see them. Looks like they're getting a boat out of the water. It's kind of far away on the camera, though. Patriots right now lost a good kicker and can't seem to make an extra point anymore. Well, that's my favorite knot. Of all of them, that's the knot that I love the most. I wanted to, or I did learn to tie it from my grandfather when I was a kid, but never really made any. I always thought it was the coolest thing ever. Then 8 years ago or so, I started making stuff with it. Still my favorite. As a matter of fact, I think I got one on me right now. Keychain, one that I made a long time ago for the camper key. Yep. Hold on. This one's made with something that floats in the middle there. Really is the coolest looking knot ever. Gotta say. Yeah, my father's dad was a great teacher, and I was interested. So when I was a kid, like, I don't know, whatever, 8, 10, 12 years old, he was teaching me anything and everything. Teach me how to read a ruler. He taught me how to sharpen a knife. Same way I still do it today. I'll do a video on that as well, using the sandpaper sharpening boards like my grandfather told me. He taught me how to tie knots. He taught me how to, it's called macrame, I guess. He taught me how to make pot holders and stuff. Trying to think what else he taught me. I love that stuff back then. I didn't obviously do anything with it till I was an adult in terms of making videos and whatnot, but he was teaching me that stuff when I was a kid. Sharpening knives. Probably like 10 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old. I have some knives that were his as well that were given to me. Knives that were given to me when I was a little kid from my father that he had collected. Sharpened them all up, and he showed me how to make basic leather sheaths for the knives back when I was a kid. So they all have these little leather sheaths to them. He was a Navy man, so That's where all the knot stuff came from, I think. You know what? Funny about kids, though. Sometimes kids are hit or miss. They're either interested or not interested. So you've seen any of my videos, especially when I was really making a lot of knot videos. My kids were really young, and you could always hear them screaming and fighting in the background. Now they're pretty grown up. My oldest one is a senior in high school. I have a sophomore in high school. I have a 7th grader and a 4th grader. But they're not really interested. You know? They're just not interested. So, I mean, I teach them what I can, when I can, but there's just not a lot of interest in stuff like that, at least right now. Someday, maybe. Welcome, anyone new who's popped in. I'm just hanging out, killing a little bit of time before I leave my campground, and head home. Well, good for you. Good to see this interest. I guess I satisfied my need for teaching, like my grandfather taught me, by doing YouTube videos. I certainly found an audience of willing students back in the day. At this point, I'm just trying to be a little more active on the channel. I think there are a lot more things that I'm interested in, and tips and tricks and regular life stuff that I'll probably do videos on, not just knots. Thanks. I'm open to ideas of stuff to do, but I think just straight up knot stuff, anything other than how I use knots in everyday life, probably won't do anymore. I'm definitely going to redo the trucker's hitch video. When I did the trucker's hitch video, which I use all the time to tie up stuff in my trailer every week, but when I did that video, my son was recording it. He's a senior in high school now, and he was about 6 or 7 years old then. It's a really old video, and it makes you dizzy when you watch it because he had the camera spinning all over the place. So I really think there's a need to redo that one. But other stuff I've got planned is just new stuff, short stuff, quick stuff, everyday stuff. Just trying to keep it going. I know I've got subscribers, and for years I really haven't provided anything on this channel, so right away, as soon as I started, I sort of revived the channel in last week or two and just started to provide new short videos. Certainly I lost about 300 subscribers. They must have got the content and realized they weren't interested anymore, but hopefully that levels off and I keep the majority of them. They can find interest in this new stuff here. Someone tell me what time it is so I don't have to switch off the phone to see. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging on for a little while. It was nice talking to you. Hope you have a good rest of the weekend, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. Hello. It's Kevin hanging out. All right, I'm gonna check out. Thanks for hanging with me. Sitting by the lake. Hope you all have a great weekend.